What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Single Guy channel. My name's Lloyd, bringing you practical and actionable dating advice that really works. We're gonna see if we can do this video here. It's kind of stormy outside, so I don't know if you can hear the rain, but hopefully this will add a nice little ambiance to the video. But today we're gonna talk about something important, and if you don't get this, if you do this wrong, no woman is going to want to sleep with you. I'm serious about this. I don't know any bigger turnoff for women than neediness. Maybe wearing Crocs in a dirty bathroom could come close to it, but nothing tops neediness. If you're a needy person, women just aren't going to want to sleep with you. They don't want to take care of a guy. They want a guy who can take care of them and the child that they're about to bear. So how do you be that person that is never ever needy with women? Now, I don't exaggerate in my titles. I really mean this. I really mean that if you do these things, you will not be needy with women. Now, the problem is not knowing about it. The problem is executing it. Now, I'm going to get into that as I talk about this video. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about are things that are going to help cut down on your neediness. These are things that you can do quickly. These are things that you can do right away that are going to really start to cut down on it and over time build results. But a lot of these things individually, they are not going to be the thing that's going to make you never be needy with women. What will is what I'm going to tell you at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Okay, so the first tip that I'm going to give you about how to not be needy with women is have more options, okay? It's very easy. Be texting like 5 girls or something like that. If you're only messaging one girl and you're putting all your hopes and dreams on this person, I can almost guarantee that that's the recipe for neediness, okay? If you're texting 5 different girls at the same time, well, if one girl is not working out, then you're not so tied into the result, okay? You have 4 other options to work with. Now, you don't have to be sleeping with these girls, you don't have to be dating them, but you should at least be talking to them. You should keep your options open. If you put all your eggs in one basket, that is the fastest recipe to neediness and never getting laid. Okay, the second tip that I'm going to give you is be on your path, okay? Be on your career, be on whatever purpose you feel like you have to fulfill, be on that. Make that your #1 priority. If you make women or one woman, your #1 priority, I can almost guarantee you're never going to be able to actually get that girl, okay? So be on something more important. Find out what your true calling is. Now, for me at least, when I was going out a lot, I hated my job, I hated my career. It was kind of difficult to be on a path or something that I was really passionate about, other than just bettering myself and being more successful with women. You know, maybe the other thing that would come close to it was, the sports that I was playing. But I really didn't have, a life calling or a purpose at that point in time. Obviously, I do now with this channel, but at that time it was very difficult. And so what I decided to do was I was going to focus on myself as #1. What I mean by this is that I was trying to make myself the best human being that I could, and that was the #1 priority. That was my purpose, not making this individual girl try and like me, or trying to, get laid this particular night. I wasn't tied to the results so much as I was tied to my overall progress, okay? You can't beat yourself up individually, whether a date doesn't work out or whether you go out at night and, no girls like you. You should judge yourself across the whole spectrum, okay? Have I been improving as a person? Have I been bettering myself? Have I been doing the things that I need to do to be the man that I want to be? Tip number 3 is to meditate every single day. Meditation teaches you to be okay with things being just quiet, nice, and tranquil. And the truth is that's how things usually are. Whether a girl likes you or whether a girl doesn't like you, you're still going to have that moment to yourself. You're still going to be tied within who you are, and you're still going to be, being able to be tied to the moment. And I think these sorts of skills are really important, not just with getting girls, but with other stuff in general. People who meditate very frequently, they don't get too flustered, or they don't get too frustrated when things don't work out for them. And a lot of times, your emotions get tied into a certain person or maybe certain people, and that leads to needy behavior. So if you are able to meditate and able to keep yourself on an even keel, then that will take out a lot of this neediness. Okay, the fourth thing that I would give you is to practice stoicism. Okay, stoicism is basically where you entertain the fact that things might not work out. So let's say you wanted to talk to a girl, or you were texting a girl or something like that, and it's not going so well. Maybe she ghosts you, or maybe she just decides she doesn't like you, and she refuses you, she rejects you. Okay, a lot of times this can hurt, but if you entertain the fact that this might not work out, the fact that things might end up badly, and you kind of visualize that and picture your reaction to it, it's going to affect you a lot less when it does happen. So I always prepare for the worst and hope for the best with anything that's happening in my life, or whether it's with women or something like that. Sure, it would be great if this girl liked me. Sure, it would be great, if we ended up having sex or we ended up dating for a while. But if it doesn't happen, I've entertained that result and I'm okay with it. So if you can, I'm not saying you should visualize the negative things a lot, but what I am am saying is be prepared for a negative result that happens, and be okay with handling it, okay? How are you gonna handle it? Are you gonna, slump your shoulders and walk away and feel all sorry for yourself? Or are you gonna stay with your head held high and think, you know what, this girl messed up. I'm a real big catch and someone else is gonna find out. Okay, the fifth tip that I'm gonna give you is to practice gratitude daily. A lot of these tips, I'm telling you, a lot of them are self-help tips, okay? And the first thing that people need to start doing is, if you have low confidence or if you're a very insecure person, you're probably gonna be engaging in a lot of needy behavior, okay? So the way you can build up some confidence without actually having success with women, because, I recommend that guys go out and get as many experiences as they can, and you should be doing that, but a lot of times at the beginning, because your skills with women are so terrible, you're not gonna be getting the results that you want, and so you're gonna be getting frustrated, and a lot of times it can make guys feel shittier about themselves at the beginning. So what you need to do is practice gratitude. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning. I mean, a lot of very successful people do this. Tim Ferriss, I know, does it. In fact, he's the one who taught me how to do this. And so if you do that and you build up a little bit of confidence within yourself, sometimes with my students, the people who are feeling very insecure, or they're having a lot of trouble building up any shred of confidence to be able to talk to somebody, I recommend that they do this. Write down 3 things they're grateful for about themselves. Write down 3 things that you like about yourself, okay? You might not like yourself a whole lot, and if you don't like yourself, how do you expect another girl to like you? Okay? If you practice gratitude and you're grateful for the things that you have, you're probably not going to be trying so hard to get something from somebody else, which is what leads to neediness. So those are the 5 quick tips that I have when it comes to eliminating a lot of the neediness. Okay, these tips alone, however, will not completely eliminate the problem for you. So in the title, I said this will make you never needy with women. Even if you do all of these, it still might come up. Okay, this is kind of a way for you to, mediate the amount of neediness that you have. I've been in positions where I've been seeing, 5 different girls at the same time, maybe even more, maybe like 10 or something. Even at that time, I found myself being the neediest that I ever was, because I wasn't truly satisfied with who I was as a person. I was always nervous that I was going to be losing girls, and I always felt like I had to be having this many girls at the same time, otherwise, I would be alone. So it led to a lot of needy behavior even during that period. And sometimes I talk to guys that are in the same position right now, where they're seeing like 5 girls or whatever, and they exhibit some of the neediest behavior that I've ever seen. And so they end up losing a lot of these girls at the same time, because they start falling into those traps. So having a lot of options and seeing a lot of girls at the same time doesn't necessarily weed out all the neediness. It can help for sure at the beginning when you're not tying yourself into too much with a woman, but a lot of times it's not the main thing that's going to get rid of it. Also too, I know a lot of guys who are on their path, who are very career oriented, who are totally focused on what they're going to do. These guys are a catch, man. They're very successful and they're very good at what they do, and if I was going to hire somebody, I'd hire them. But when it comes to women, they exhibit a lot of needy behavior. And so what ends up happening with them is, because they spent so long in their path and they haven't really developed their skills or whatever, when they do finally meet a woman, they end up kind of messing it up, because they feel like, okay, this is what I deserve. I've been on my path. I've done all this. I've done everything that I should be doing. This girl should be into me. And when she doesn't act the way that they think the girl's supposed to act, they start falling into needy behavior. As well, I know a lot of guys who meditate every single day, who are, very comfortable in their spirituality and stuff like that, and that's cool, and it definitely helps them become a more calm and present person when they're talking to somebody. However, I still see them exhibit some of the needy behavior that I talk about. When they finally do meet a girl, I see them still doing a lot of things that aren't necessarily going to make them successful, and they end up falling into a lot of traps. So meditation alone and a lot of these factors alone aren't going to do the difference. As well too, practicing gratitude every single day, a lot of this stuff is really going to help you, and it's going to push you in the right direction, but it won't get rid of the problem completely. The only thing that completely gets rid of neediness is developing true, raw confidence. And how do you get this true, raw confidence? Well, most of the time it's by demonstrated performance. So when you're getting good at this, or when you're like coming up and you're trying to better yourself, being more successful with women, you're going out a lot, you're having different interactions with women, okay, you are going to be exhibiting needy behavior. A lot of the stuff that I told you will be able to mitigate this level of neediness that you have, but it won't get rid of it completely. However, what will get rid of it completely is when you know that when you have a woman, or when you have a girl that you're seeing, you know that you can get another woman just like her, okay? So just as good as her, just as just as pretty as her. You know, when I was seeing a lot of different women at the same time, if I got a really, really hot one, I was still scared about losing her because I was afraid, oh, you know, I haven't gotten a girl like this good in a while. I might not be able to get her again. And so a lot of these needy behaviors came back. But if you achieve the level of confidence that I have now, which is when I get a girl, I know I can get a girl just as good as her. You know, you give me a little bit of time and I'll be able to get it, but I know it's achievable and I know I can do it because I've done it before, right? I've done it many, many times before. And so when you develop true confidence, you're not going to be experiencing needy behavior anymore because you literally don't need these people. You don't need these women. You can get it from someone else, or you can go to someone else and you can recreate these. It doesn't necessarily mean you don't want this person. You do want them in your life. You do value them. You do love them. But you don't necessarily need them to be there. And that's the kind of guy that women are looking for. They're looking for a guy that wants them so badly but doesn't need them. And in fact, women look at this all the time. They look for other signs, and you know, they see if your track record with dating, like if you've been dating a lot of high quality women, then they're gonna think that if you've been dating a lot of high quality women, then they're gonna think that you're a high quality guy, and that's just the way it works. So if you know that within yourself that you can get a girl that's just as good as the ones that you are seeing, or you're just as good as the, you know, a girl that you see on the street, then you're not gonna be needy when she shows a little bit of affection towards you, and you're not gonna mess it up later on because you don't need her, literally. So anyway, I hope this helped you guys. If you made it, consider subscribing. I come out with videos like this every single week. If you're interested in my weekly one-on-one mentorship program where I teach guys exactly how to develop these skills, shoot me an email, thesingleguy2017@gmail.com. Thanks a lot, y'all. Good luck out there.